Come on, come on, come on.
Shut up, Meg. Shut up, Meg.
This is Flip Flop. Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to Flick Flops, the podcast where we dive into the rough waters of cinema and take a peek at the ocean's bottom. Today, we're braving the deep, dark waters of The Meg, a thrilling, shark-filled adventure that will leave you questioning whether it's safe to go back in the water. With its enormous prehistoric shark and Jason Statham leading the charge, The Meg promises heart-pounding action and suspense. But did it deliver on its promise of mega-sized thrills, or did it sink into the depths of B-movie absurdity? Grab your scuba gear and prepare to deep-sea dive as we confront The Meg. Scuba gear.
Scuba
Steve.
deer.
Scuba Steve. I don't know. I screwed it up. But scuba deer, scuba gear. Yeah, whatever. Andy.
You done?
Yeah, sure. Might as well be. Marcus Welby.
Let's break down real quick the synopsis of this blockbuster, the Citizen Kane of shark films. Yeah, you can quote that. The Meg, previously thought to be extinct, a massive creature attacks a deep-sea submersible, leaving it disabled and trapping a crew at the bottom of the Pacific. With time running out, a visionary oceanographer recruits rescue diver Jonas Taylor to save the crew and the sea itself from the unimaginable threat. A 75-foot-long prehistoric shark known as...
Shut up, Meg.
The Megalodon. I tried to make it sound intense. And
Hey, you know what? You read it a lot better than I read. So
well, I lead with puns, which I do enjoy a pun.
They tend to mess me up. Let's talk numbers.
I just do it right as you speak. I do that.
Just go.
So real quick, Rotten Tomatoes, as everybody knows, the few people that watch our show, our aggregator that we always use. This thing, the critics have this at 47. The audience has it at 44. Technically rotten.
It's totally rotten.
The budget for this bad boy was $130 million. That is a lot of money. Luckily, it grossed $530 million worldwide. So it's financially wasn't a flop. It made its money.
Yeah.
Clearly made enough to make a sequel. So that's coming soon.
Right.
We're timely because this came out in 2018. So those of you that are still stuck in 2008, if you're living in the Midwest, this might be current for you.
Maybe. Here in Cincinnati, we just got The Meg. I think we decided to do this because we wanted to do a twofer.
Yes,
we'll do The Meg, and then The Meg 2 came out, so we want to talk about both. But we're gonna cut them up into 2 episodes, of course. But
absolutely, yeah. So, writers. There was a couple of writers on this thing. Let me get back to my screen here. Dean Giorgaris. This guy is known for The Meg, Meg 2, Life of Pi. And the thing I like that most people don't probably know this guy for was a little TV show called Bluff City Law. Now it starred Jimmy Smits, based out of Memphis, and it was a little TV show that was on for about a year, I think. That sits at currently 36%, by the way, on the Rotten Tomatoes.
That's one I did not know.
So I have a style. Also co-written by John, is it Hober, and Eric Hober. So 2 brothers who both worked on the Meg, The Trench, and My Spy, The Meg, Red 2, and Battleship. So these guys are not
again a lot of water stuff.
Not striking a lot of iron, a lot of gold there. They did both work on Red though, so that did well for them both. And this thing was directed by I'm gonna mess the guy's name, John Turteltaub.
Yeah,
am I saying that right?
Don't know, but sounds good.
It sounds right, yeah.
And he's done quite a few things.
So yeah, this guy,
films, I think.
Right. So what I love is he did National Treasure and National Treasure Book of Secrets. I love those movies. He directed those. He also did his highest ranked film was While You Were Sleeping with Sandy Bullock. And that one sits currently at 81%. So that's his highest rating film.
He calls her Sandy because he knows her.
I wish. And then real quick, I do have one review I'd like to read because I thought it was funny. Oh, wait, I guess we should do our numbers first, and then we'll.
No, you're good. You're good. Read the review first. I'll read one too that I picked up on. Just
I try to find a review that it just makes me laugh. I'm not saying it's good or bad, even if I agree. I just look for ones that are funny. And this guy, Chris Klemick from NPR, wrote, "Of all the thrillers made about tender, juicy humans splashing away from ravenous giant sharks, The Meg is undeniably the most recent."
I thought you were going to say it's undeniably one of them.
He said the most recent. So, again, that was in 2018. So clearly The Meg 2 has been out. Of course, The Black Demon has been out since then. So
The Black Demon, right. Go back and watch Flick Flop's episode. Who knows if you want to hear our thoughts on that. I will read this is not a rotten quote. This is somebody who gave it at least, it looks like you gave him a 3.5 out of 5. David Griffiths from Subculture Entertainment. "Don't go into it expecting high art or an Oscar-winning script. This is the Stath versus the Meg, and the film never strays from that. It ain't Jaws, but it ain't Sharknado either." And actually, that's
a real fair assessment.
Yeah. So I guess with that, we can go ahead to ratings and discuss.
Gary, let's see. I'll go first on this one if you don't mind. And again, let's reiterate: our ratings are
Right.
The lower number you have, the more we like the film.
Yes.
The more poops and toilet paper we have, it's a turd.
Right.
So with that being said, I give it 2. I give it 2 poops. What's your rating, Gary? And we'll discuss.
All right. I gave it a surprising
Nice.
1 TP, which actually, I'll be honest with you, surprises even me.
Defend yourself, Gary.
I will. I will say right off the bat here that I had zero interest in watching this movie. I really didn't want to. I really don't care about these movies that much.
Hold on. So wait, did you like Jaws?
I did.
As a kid? Okay.
I did.
So
I did.
it's not that you're like, I hated Jaws, I hated this, I hated that. It's just
no. It's more like I just don't know what more territory they can tread with this kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, it's a
Black
shark
Demon
out in the middle, killing people.
And we watched The Black Demon, and I thought they tried a different avenue with that, but which I was not really all that thrilled with. In this case, though, against expectations, I found myself not taking notes and just enjoying the movie, which is so weird because I really went into it with a bad attitude. Like,
it's so weird.
Freaking homework, Yeah. And at some point I was like, oh, well, this feels different. This has more of a feel of like a movie like Independence Day or something where there's other stuff going on. It's not just, beginning all about the shark. They've got something totally else, something totally different going on. And then shit happens.
Yeah, I would agree. This has got that over the top, super giant production value.
Yeah.
I'm literally just fresh off watching this movie. I just watched it finished watching an hour ago. And I found myself like you. I had my notepad out. I was ready to start taking notes, and I had to remind myself to take notes because I was like, I was enjoying it. It's not like I think you kind of hinted at it. It's not groundbreaking. It's not going to change anything, but
right.
It's,
it's fun.
It's kind of the same way I like pop music. Sometimes I just like senseless, good stuff.
Yeah.
And this is kind of just like bubblegum to me. And it's like, yeah, it's good. In comparison, I gave The Black Demon 3.5 stars. I wouldn't recommend that necessarily to most people.
You mean 3.5 poos?
Poos, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would definitely, there's people in my life I would tell them, yeah, watch The Meg. Watch The Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
Well, I didn't say anything.
You just did. Your voice, it's cluttering up my space. Get out. But get out of my house.
It's good. It's got its flaws. It's got things that don't make a lick of sense.
It's one of those movies that I think like it's got the feel of something nostalgic, like a movie you go see at the drive-in.
Yeah.
It's that kind of ridiculous.
Where you go sit there with your big bucket of popcorn and you're just like, yeah, people are going to die.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Right.
So I did take a few notes, and we'll run down them, chime in when you want to chime in, or we can just read them and get the flock out of here. First of all, I put how cool would it be if there was a cloud underwater? You need to see the movie to understand that, but I was like, no, I guess that would be kind of cool.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
I don't.
And then I followed with, how cool are all the subs they have?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if those things are real, but like, man, them things are sharp. Like the one that like the ball pivots as it goes in different.
Right.
It stays level.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, it makes you want to be a marine
I'm
biologist.
Totally ignorant as of to the technology that exists today for that kind of stuff. I have zero idea of that.
I'm sure it can exist because sadly we had that submarine that imploded recently. If this technology existed, then that wouldn't have happened because this thing went to the bottom of the Marianas Trench. Could have withstood the pressure.
Can you look to your right for a second? Just don't move your body. Just turn your head. There you go. And for visual, anybody watching on YouTube will see that Andy's head looks like the front of a shark. Right? Are you going? All right, dumb. Please continue. Dumb. I'm just dumb. Oh yeah.
The next note I have is Statham is really just kind of cool. He's a great action hero, and I enjoy him. I mean, his character is the same character in every movie you see him in. It's just this is Jason Statham, who's a deep sea rescue diver. Okay, I buy it. I accept it. Where I have an issue. So so again, spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie from 2018, this is a moment that's going to give something away. When Statham comes up from saving the people at the Meg, not the opening scene, and the lady, she jumps out of her submarine, or jumps on his ass and starts yelling at him about leaving people behind. That's who you are. You leave people behind. And why didn't he just go, hey, ask the two people I saved. I didn't leave the guy behind. Like, you just back off.
Yeah.
Which later there is a explanation and she comes around but at the time, I mean, I'm like, why are people just like, they take the abuse. I'm like, hey, shut up. First of all, you're welcome. I saved you. So
not exactly great character development. It was almost like, hey, let's make this person and him seem like they're not going to get along at all, so that we have a character arc in there of them being, that was a little sketchy, but
it just seemed like weak,
forced.
Weak sauce. The one thing I thought was this is
it was not sick, bruh. Okay.
This is something I never understand, and I know it's always just nitpicky stuff. But so when he swims out, he's out in the ocean off the back of the one boat, and he's going to tag the Meg with the GPS tag, and he swims out there, and they've got a cable attached to him, right? Because they're going to reel him back in when things go south, and they shoot him. And they're reeling him back in because it did go south, and the Meg is chasing him, and they're reeling him in, Zzz, and they're all yelling, "Come on, come on!" Come on! What do you think he can do to expedite the fact that there's a winch dragging him and the boat is dragging him?
Yeah.
Like he's dipping in and out of the water. Like, come on, come on. It's like, do you think he's like putting his hands out to put some drag in the ocean to make it slow down?
Right. Yeah.
It's just, I know it's stupid. Those of you watching this, I'm sure you went, Andy, let it go. It doesn't keep me up at night. I'm just like, that's just dumb.
Right. Yeah.
And we would probably do the same thing if we were on the boat. Come on, Gary, come on. Wait a minute. I'd be like, why is Gary in the water? That makes no sense at all.
Why? Something.
So I had that one. And then, they make such a big production about the first crane snapping because the Meg is so powerful. He's pulling the boat around, so the crane
Yes.
just breaks off, and it's like, I'm the Meg. I can do whatever I
Right.
want. So then they go, hey, let's take the second crane, and we're going to catch him. So they catch him, and
Yeah.
he's taking the line out, and Rise is about to bite Statham and them. He just gets reeled back, like,
Right.
And I was like, so wait a minute. Now, granted, I know he got shot with poison. I understand that. But he couldn't drag the boat just another couple. The crane stopped him on that one, but not the other one. The first crane, he snapped off and dragged to the bottom of the ocean. The second crane, much better. Bigger bolts, better cable.
That was their. It's funny because they like to use their backup crane first.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, and then they use the real deal.
Oh, the good crane.
If the backup one fails,
gotcha.
They go for the
So
and they're ass backwards on the ocean.
That's my thinking. And then the last little note I have, which so again, I guess it has to go into it feeds into the whole adventure disaster film, is these people survive all this craziness, the shark, the Meg, the boats, the submersibles blowing up. Everything's gone shitty for these people, and they're on the big rescue ship that has to have helicopters crash into it. It's like, oh, for love of God. Like, you just, come on, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like, dude, it's seriously, it's like watching any other over-the-top disaster film or something where, you can't,
it just keeps coming.
No respite. There has to be more.
It's like just, now the one thing I did appreciate was.
Wait, what are we at on running time? Yeah, we need to have another thing happen.
Oh, we got time for another sound like a base explosion.
Yeah.
The one thing I truly enjoyed, the very end of the film, it just says Finn.
Yeah.
Which I was like, well played. Well played, director.
Right.
That's my notes. It was good. I mean, get some popcorn, sit back and watch this movie. It's not a piece of crap. You could do a lot worse.
You're into fun action, just you don't need to overthink it, even like Andy just did. I mean, that was don't bring your brain.
I mean, I'm watching like the scene where he's in his little tiny submersible by himself.
Yeah.
He's going in and out of the coral. Michael, this reminds me of Star Wars.
Zipping around, yeah.
The Death Star, and it reminded me of Top Gun, where he's it's like don't go below the deck. And I was like, this is just a Top Gun underwater for me.
Right. Yeah. And Statham is for the most part a likable character. Like him as an actor. I think he's just a likable action.
Well, think about the beginning of the film where they go to get him, right? Because he's a drunk in Thailand.
Right.
And he's telling him, there's nothing you can say that's going to bring me back. I'm going to listen to your little story. We're going to drink our beer.
Right.
And they lead with the person you have to rescue is your ex-wife.
Yeah.
I'm like, and
I know how Andy would handle that.
Sounds like she made some bad choices in her life.
We have no movie.
Yeah, I'd be like, you want another beer? I mean,
like I said, we will be done here today. Okay.
I think I made it clear. Right? There's nothing you can say. I mean, leading with my ex would not make me go, "Oh, okay, let me go risk my life."
Right.
I'd be like, okay. Anyway,
especially the alimony. Anyway, so that's
all I got.
Mine too. Guys, if you like this kind of content, if you like us gabbing about this kind of crap, please like and subscribe. It would really help us out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're listening,
give us a thumbs up.
If you're listening to this on audio,
hi.
How's it going? We're waving, I think. Anyway,
sure.
Hey, we're going to do the Meg 2 soon, so check in with that one, and we'll let you know what we think. Thanks, everybody. Finn.
This has been a Touch of Madness production, brought to you by the creative minds at Tommy Twins Media.